In this video, I will present and review a book from a classical author, namely James Joyce. The book is called The Dubliners, one of his most famous books. Ciao tutti, I'm Ivan, and welcome to my Academy of Philosophy and Fine Arts. What is The Dubliners about? And before saying this, I would like to say the reason why I want to talk about this book. I think it's very useful for the people who would like to engage with the writing. It's a book of short stories. Every story is a complex world. The characters are independent from other stories. If you like to write, if you enjoy this activity just on your own to understand better things, or if you wish to become a writer, I think it's a good idea to work on this book, because the stories are short, and when you write a story, of course it's easier than writing like a novel, because you don't have to write as much and it doesn't take you as much time. But at the same time, it's also hard, and it's very hard exercise for you to focus on, because you are forced to give all the necessary informations within this short story. At the same time, you cannot give as much as informations you would do in a novel, because in a novel you can explicit the argument and talk about everything. But in the short story, you kind of need to focus on certain aspects and leave other aspects implicit. And you have to be very smart into selecting which aspects to describe in order for the reader to understand the whole point of the story, but at the same time for him not to see everything there, like you put everything on the table, but to actually think about the story. And I think The Dubliners, it's perfect because every story is a little bit mysterious. Nothing is clear. Like you read the story and like you are wondering like what did just happen. This is because James Joyce, I think, is very good at creating levels of understanding, and the more you read a story, the more you try to think about it, the more you go deeper and deeper, and the more you understand the grounding level, the most hard to understand. And I think there is like explanations under. Of course, like it's all about interpreting at the end, because James Joyce didn't like explain each story, he just wrote the stories. Maybe you can see like some explanation from the letters and so on, but the stories are mysterious by themselves. And why do I like these stories? Because because they are mysterious, and also because the characters are very well done. There is this very interesting thing which I think is very contemporary, which is the capacity, or on the other hand, incapacity of human beings to get out of a certain situation. Because all the characters, The Dubliners, it's a book written in Dublin. All the stories are in Dublin, and basically he describes the people as all the characters are just people from different levels of society. It's not just poor people, it's also rich people, wealthy people, so on. Like all the characters are in this story, and what is in common between these characters is this incapacity to get out of their situation. It's like they're stuck, they are chained to their ground, to their traditions, to their presuppositions, not in a good sense that they have like strong roots. It's just that their mentality is so close. And in the story there is always a moment in which presents an opportunity for the character to get out. And this is, I think, very interesting aspect to search in each story. And sometimes it's more explicit, other times it's less explicit, and it's like a moment of epiphany. Like the character realizes and understands that there is a possibility of freedom, there is a possibility to get out, but at the end they never managed. They always get back. And this is something very interesting to find in each story, because it's not so easy. Sometimes it's very explicit. I'm just gonna make an example. There's this famous story about a girl who falls in love with a sailor. He works as a sailor and he navigates in the ocean, and so he's already a character, an outsider, because he belongs to the ocean. He doesn't belong to Dublin, and the girl belongs to a poor family where the father is an alcoholic. He beats her, and the story is very sad, and she has this opportunity to leave finally, to look for through her love, like the person loves her truly, and they are supposed to meet together at the port. When she arrives, he's waiting for her, but she's just chained, she's blocked, she cannot get away, she cannot go for her freedom. And it's something sad, and I think it's very true. It happens a lot with people. People just cannot break out of their situation. They are so stuck, they are so used to it that it's just so hard to get off, to break through this wall that kind of imprisons you. And yeah, in this case it's very explicit, but in other stories it's not so explicit. So it's very enigmatic, and it's you have to kind of develop it and think about it. I used this book once, a literature club that I had, and each time we had to think. We spent like 3 hours thinking of one short story, and it was a complex work, but at the end, when we managed to reach a solution, not every time, you gain a great satisfaction. So I really recommend you to read this book, first of all, because it's short and the stories are short. You don't have to read them all. They have this common motif, as I explained, and I think it's a great exercise in case you want to practice your writing skills. I hope I help you with with these suggestions. I'm Ivan, and this is the Academy of Philosophy and Fine Arts.